In Chicago, the city where he sharpened his voice, where he built coalitions, where he taught a nation to keep hope alive, the world gathered to lay to rest Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson, a man who walked with kings and marched with the poor, a man who carried the weight of a people's dream and still found room to lift others higher. This weekend, we returned him home. This is the homegoing of a giant. The House of Hope on Chicago's South Side became a crossroads of eras, a sanctuary where civil rights history met modern activism, where presidents stood beside pastors and where families stood at the center of it all. Thousands filled the arena, and thousands more watched from afar, because when a man like Jesse Jackson leaves the world shows up. 3 presidents rose to honor him, a testament to the magnitude of his reach. President Joe Biden, President Barack Obama, and President Bill Clinton. Their words carried the weight of decades, of campaigns he influenced, coalitions he built, friendships and doors he cracked open so others could walk through. Even political leaders and public figures showed up. Vice President Kamala Harris, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, Illinois Governor J.B. Pister, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, Reverend Al Sharpton, Judge Mathis, Chicago Cubs owner Tom Ricketts, Rabbi Sharon Brous, businessman James Reynolds, to name a few. And these were not just dignitaries, they were witnesses to his courage, beneficiaries of his blueprint, and carriers of his torch that he lit. The services was guided by spiritual leaders who knew him, marched with him, and prayed with him. Dr. Charles Jenkins, Reverend James Meeks, Reverend Otis Moss III, and Reverend Michael Flagger. They spoke of a man who believed faith was not passive. It was a verb, a movement, and a mandate. A homegoing is never silent, and for Jesse Jackson the music rose like a second sermon. Stevie Wonder performed in his honor, offering a sound only he could summon, a sound that felt like memory, like gratitude, like a goodbye. And gospel legends and choirs filled the sanctuary, stitching together grief and celebration. At the heart of it all stood the Jackson family. They were the ones who shared him with the world, who watched him leave home to fight battles bigger than himself, who now watched the world return to say thank you. Jesse Jackson's activism was never meant to be archived, it was meant to be inherited. From the lunch counters of the 1960s to the presidential campaigns that expanded America's political imaginations, to the Rainbow Push coalitions that fought for economic justice, voting rights, and dignity. His work became a blueprint for generations. And today activists still walks in his echo, organizers fighting voter suppression, young leaders demanding police accountability, digital age activists mobilizing millions online, community builders creating mutual aid networks, climate justice advocates linking race, poverty, and survival, LGBTQ+ and disability rights activists expanding the definition of liberation. His message, Keep Hope Alive, is no longer a slogan. It is a strategy, a survival tool, a rally cry for a new era. As the final prayers rose, as the choir swelled, as the world said its last goodbye, one truth became clear. Jesse Jackson did not simply live history, he shaped it. And now it's our turn to carry the hope he kept alive, to fight the fight he refused to abandon, to build the world he believed was possible. Because giants do not leave us, they leave us work. So if this tribute moved you, please share it. If his legacy inspires you, please study it. If his courage challenges you, act on it. This has been Between the Blurred Lines, where we honor the lives that changed the world and the movement that continues to push it forward.